welcome to Message from the Streets. Hope everybody's doing well. This topic this morning dealing with the psychopathic, projection of many minds on the planet. And I came to this conclusion last night. I got off work early and I watched a little movie, and it was called Free Guy. And let me tell you a little bit about Free Guy real quick. Free Guy is a movie I seen on HBO Max, where though this simulation of a video game actually came, the individual in the game actually came to become more functional instead of just a character that was getting, taken advantage of. Like in Grand Theft Auto, they got people that's walking up and down the streets, they program, and then they have, the user that come can beat them up, smack them out, kick them, shoot them, do whatever. But this video character in the game, some type of glitch happened, and I think it had to do something with he seen this lady, this player, and he got like felt some type of way for her, and it's kind of like he grew beyond the programming. And the original programmers, that was their whole idea about creating the game. So long story short, someone had stole their idea. It was a young man and a young woman, and the young man and the young lady, they had an idea about a video game, and it was a place of like paradise and peace and tranquility. But the person that stole the game, they made the game, or the concept of the game, they made the game like what today we call Grand Theft Auto. And you looking around, people getting attacked, people robbing people, people shooting people, airplanes coming bombs. Y'all, stealing cars, motorcycles flipping. Y'all know the whole ordeal if you ever played Grand Theft or seen somebody playing it. So what that made me think about is that the psychotic mindset that is being produced by this particular video game, and probably many others that's similar in a lot of types of operation. But this one particular one it went platinum in a sense in the video game world, and so many people are attracted to hurting people, doing things within this game that maybe they think is cool or whatever, because I don't see any other reason that a person is attracted to a game unless they had some type of agreement with the behavior or the ideology of the game. I used to play football a lot. John Madden football. I agree with that ideology of the football. I like racing. I never really got into the shooters game. Not trying to put a bad spin on people that play the shooter games, because I have played games that consist of people shooting, but not as graphic as Grand Theft Auto. So my whole thing is that in this society, most human beings want to live in peace and tranquility. People don't want to live with thinking that somebody's going to rob them, kill them, hurt their loved ones, being in poverty. People want to, have peace for the most part. And I bring this up because every day we're being programmed with different type of information, may it be from video games to the music or the movies, it's programming us. And most of the things that in this music and these movies and these video games is violence. And then we wonder why the society at large is becoming more and more violent. It's because that there are individuals behind the scenes, the wizard, like in the Wizard of Oz, that's pulling the strings, that's pushing the propaganda, that is dictating the course of unconscious minds into similitude of the lower self. And I'm not saying that people that play these games are bad people or anything yet, but I have learned about us as spiritual beings having human experience, that we have our higher self and our lower self, our messenger self or our demon type self. And most definitely these video games and these movies and this music is feeding the demons within inside of us. And that's why a lot of people are, psychotic. You look at the news, or you're on YouTube and you hear about people demonstrating in a certain type of way, and it's kind of like, dang, how they get down like that? Even with this white supremacy thing. This type of stuff has been promoted in the past through the media, and it's still being promoted today, but more in a subdued type of way. So people feel that they're entitled. And when I'm saying entitled, I'm not just talking about Europeans. Anybody that comes to this country and get to become comfortable in this country start to feel entitled to certain types of you know benefits, so forth and so on, or the way that they can interact and demonstrate with people, may they be at the local store, the Walmart, or the car dealership. And with that, I'm just bringing that to your attention. You know, think about the psychotic mindset that is being promoted here in this Western society and has been spreaded around the globe as a mental virus. And I want to say before I leave that the culture of so-called African American, so-called black people, you know, the ones that got the swag and the magnetic attraction, we got to do better. People is following the destructive pattern of the lower vibration and the frequencies that a lot of our young people is pushing for because the media is promoting it and paying people for this. We got to do better, because I'm a firm believer that if we set a positive trend and mindset, that those people that's following the negative, they're going to come to. Everybody not, because some people just determined to operate in their dynamic self. And we can't do nothing about that, but we can do something about ourselves. You know, set better example for our children. Set better example for, you know, representatives of our community and what our ancestors stood for and what we really about. Not what we had been programmed and had an abomination and had been replaced with the European perspective of operation. See, one thing y'all gotta realize, so-called black people, is that we're not operating out of the mindsets of our forefathers. We're operating out of the mindsets of the slave masters. I don't care on what level is our fashion, the food that we eat, our appetite for certain things. A lot of this stuff is not about forefathers. It's of what we have adapted by being a part of this society. You know, we are actually so-called black man and woman here in the United States. I know y'all ain't gonna like this, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. We are actually hybrids. You know, we're not all the way African. We're not all the way Europeans or whatever we've been mixed with. We are hybrids, so we are a new type of mindset and operation on the planet. But it was destined for us to come this way. But the whole thing is, we got to overcome the lower self, the distortion, the corruption within ourselves, and stop blaming people, stop blaming circumstances, educate ourselves, put forth our best foot and move forward. Not just for ourselves, but for our children and our children's children. I bring you this message in love, and I leave you this message in peace. At the end of the day, peace, goodwill to all humanity, and praise him that raised him.